We bought a mini excavator from TEMU, a dump truck, and a skid steer so that we could do a multi-day off-road camping adventure with the world's worst heavy machinery. We are going to go over rough road, through swamps, and up incredibly steep hill climbs, all to try and get to the top of Ethan's mountain where we have our school bus camper waiting for us. And it all starts here.
On my way up, I'm hustling hard. I just want you guys to know that you can't open this Chang Li without me, alright?
It's not our excavator?
Nope, it's the Chang Li.
That's so disappointing.
I just have a feeling in my bones.
Oh, you don't actually know?
No, I have no idea. I just assume.
Oh yeah.
You even dressed for the occasion.
This is vintage. You can't even buy these anymore. I love that dog, but he's not gonna ruin my Chang Li footage.
Come here! Yeah!
Go inside. Oh, I got him off guard. I mean, that really could be either one, right? It's a mini excavator or a Chang Li. I've got 25 push-ups on Chang Li.
I'll take that bet. It's not a Chang Li.
It's a Chang Li, man. Your professional expertise, do you think that's a little tiny China car or a little tiny excavator?
It's way too big for your tiny little car.
You just bet me 25 push-ups on this.
What?
Oh! I got all dressed up for nothing. There we go. Oh, we ground scored the one with glass. Oh, and it's not yellow? Yeah. So the one we received is $5,700. We paid $5,069.
Nice. We got a $700 upgrade.
Yeah, we did. This crate was tough, and we started to lose our patience, so... And just like that, our mini TEMU excavator was free from its cage. But this wasn't the first mini machine that we bought. We've ordered the excavator from TEMU, but we found a real gem locally. Look at this thing. It's beautiful. It's like my skid steer, but like small enough to fit in the bucket. You see the little roof like jammering around.
It's gonna take a minute to get used to these controls. They're not like my skid steer at all. Either of the skid steers I've owned are completely different. So we were not impressed with the controls, but how about that top speed? Because we are going to be doing some miles on this challenge. There's 1.2, up 2. Needless to say, she was just what we were looking for, and we drove home with a brand new mini skid bought at an auction somewhere in Oregon from unknown origins. And there we were, two mega dorks enjoying our new machines, thinking that we had everything and everyone we needed for our overland camping mini excavator challenge. But then the neighbor Chris showed up and built this awesome dirt bike jump, which I proceeded to biff extremely hard. What? How did that just happen?
I'm actually really not sure.
I hit my face directly into the dirt. And I'm wearing a Doodle Boy helmet. And Chris is like an adopted dad for Ethan. He taught him how to weld. They did a bunch of construction together their whole lives. And knowing full well the kind of dumb shenanigans that Ethan and I get into, he wanted to tag along. So we had to find one more machine.
Well, what do you think, Chris? Do we need to find a third one so you can come with us on this trip?
Yeah!
Little did he know we were very serious, and there is no turning back now.
Ready to see this machine, man?
I am so ready.
It is
This thing
so
is
premium.
This is what I envisioned when I came up with this concept, but I couldn't find one. Like anywhere around. And now, like mere days before we leave, we find one locally. Yeah. And it's bright yellow. And look how big it is. Dude, this thing's amazing. This is gonna actually be useful. Adjust the tightness in a timely manner. Oh, it's saying adjust your track tension frequently, but in really, really, really bad English.
Yeah. This thing though,
Dude, this is amazing.
yeah, and it has a clutch.
It has a clutch?
Yeah,
It's a manual?
Yeah, it's a manual.
What the?
Isn't that cool? So, when you're operating the dump truck part, since there is a throttle, it's not based on this lever, it's based on the throttle, how quickly the dump truck opens.
More importantly, a gas pedal throttle. Because like, it
Yeah.
can be any type of throttle, that's not interesting.
Yeah.
Gas pedal, so you can be like, it's not dumping fast enough.
But then you give it more throttle. So now we had 3 perfect mini machines, and all we had to do was survive until we could start our adventure. And that's not exactly the thing that I'm the best at.
Are you alright, dude? How did that happen?
Well, that's how you do a nollie on a dump
Alright,
truck.
Edwin.
Anyways, look at how fast it goes.
What a machine!
Places you couldn't even walk, man. See, that's what happened to me, but I didn't do it right.
Now that is a 100-mile challenge machine. You know what's funny? Edwin would be so uninterested in doing a 100-mile challenge in that versus the Changli. That would be so much better of a 100-mile challenge, but Edwin would just always pick a Changli.
Now we have 3 terrible pieces of heavy machinery, but I decided to bring a support vehicle that's probably worse than all of them combined. We have a very sketchy vehicle that will be joining us on this trip. Because Steven
Sketchy.
needs a place for all of his camera gear. And we don't like support vehicles here at Grind Hard. So we're taking the least reliable vehicle that I own, the cheapest 4-wheeler for adults that money can buy. I got it from Walmart. I took it out in the parking lot and immediately ripped off the handlebars. I posted a video about it. It went kind of viral. At the end of the video, I asked, should I just return it or should I fix it and upgrade it and turn it into the quad that it was always meant to be? Over 1,000 people commented on that video. Return it. It's a piece of trash. So now we're going to take it into the mountains in the middle of nowhere without it being tested at all because I don't learn. But it fires right up, right?
I mean, it did just fire right up.
Oh! Oh no!
I mean, it kind of looks cool.
Look at that weld. Beautiful. It's really aesthetic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, the paint actually went right through where it was welded, all except for that one little spot.
That's the only-
Steven, does this give you lots of confidence in the safety of your steed for our adventure?
Well, I mean, we got a new one of these. Investigate these welds.
I mean, it looks fine. Yeah. But then again, so did that one.
It was really easy to replace this steering column, and after the first pull, it seemed like this was going to last a lot longer than the first.
Edwin's true obsession is taking something and trying to only use half of its wheels.
Now all that was left to do was to modify these mini machines so that they can carry everything we need and themselves out of any situation that comes our way.
Bing, bada boom.
I'm going to write the whole definition. Possessing or showing courage or determination. It's perfect. That looks so dumb. In my head, it looked like very cool. Woo! Believe it or not, I'm really not that good at chainsawing. Oh, the power, man. Wow. It makes such a bigger mess if you do this with a chainsaw instead of any other tool. Can you even believe that? Two out of 10.
In case you forgot, this is how big a full-size skid steer is. I'm sitting in here for contrast, and to tell you about the sponsor for this video, PDS Debt. If you are overwhelmed by credit card bills, personal loans, or medical debt, and can't stay on top of your bills, then you might want to give PDS Debt a try and find out why every month people trust PDS to save them time and money. With their technology, PDS Debt goes beyond the numbers to understand your unique financial situation. And the best part, there's no minimum credit score required. Whether your credit is bad or fair, they're here to help you save more and pay off your debts faster. So if you want to give PDS a try, head over to pdsdebt.com/grindhardplumbingco to complete your free debt assessment and see what options are available to you. Anyone with enough eligible debt qualifies. So get started today with your free debt analysis in just 30 seconds at pdsdebt.com/grindhardplumbingco. Go check it out. And now, back to the tiny skid steer.
We are enjoying our last home-cooked meal before the adventure. I've got a way better mount system here than I did for the chainsaw.
My wife brought us out some stir fry, and we've got a functional winch. What more could you ask for?
I don't know, man.
Safety first. Right, Einstein? Safety first, Einstein. We gotta have at least a couple of fire extinguishers.
Did you realize, though, by doing it this way, I'm going to be the only one without one? It seems the opposite of the way it should be.
But then again, if you're the most likely to catch yourself on fire, you're not gonna be able to use a fire extinguisher while you're on fire.
I gotta say, after the modifications, the honey badger's the coolest looking one.
Well, it just had the most room for modifications, honestly. That's the thing.
Now that we have all of the off-road modifications that we think we are going to need, it's time to pack these things up onto the trailer so we can get to the starting point of our wild overland challenge. We found ourselves in a bit of a Tetris situation. Everything here is going to come down to a tight fit. We haven't even gotten to point A, and the challenge has already started.
That is the tightest fit I've ever seen of two vehicles on a trailer. They're not touching right now by maybe 1/8 of an inch.
We had to remove a bolt that was holding on the max tracks
And the shovel.
just to get it to work. It looks so tippy. Oh!
You're a wheel man. That was crazy.
I mean, I have spent a couple hundred hours on a real one of these things, so there's that.
What a unique trailer, man. We trailered the machines out to the base of the mountain where we are going to start this overland challenge. And Chris must have heard about my dump truck crash situation, and he decided to bring me a present.
I got you some safety equipment. Oh, thank you. I think I could really use this today.
Chris installed some mirrors so that we could see each other out on the trail, and we have loaded up all of our camping gear, so we are finally ready to start this thing.
I also brought the all-important bug zapper.
Nice. Well, you ready to rip?
Oh yeah. Gentlemen, start your engines.
I think you can walk easily. This is gonna be a long day. Ethan is definitely in the top 15.
I don't know how I lucked into the most comfortable, fastest, and most capable machine. It wasn't intentional. I was fully willing to drive the misery pit of an excavator behind me, but here we are.
My back is going to feel very different after all this.
Yeah, I feel kind of bad. I lucked into a machine that's like quite comfortable.
And
like,
about 10 times the speed is
it's
that?
way faster, it's way more capable, it's way more stable, and like you don't have to be at full throttle to drive. You can just kind of idle along. Those two are hydrostatic, meaning engine driving a hydraulic pump that drives everything else. So it doesn't really work unless you're at a pretty high RPM. This thing is all manual, so it just cruises along at idle.
Edwin's having a time with his life though. Look at that, man.
At least his is able to go more than 1 mile an hour. Ah, my tent!
Here, Edwin, let's just put it in your bucket.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all about. Improving the road as we go. The tracks are already binding up a bit. I can't imagine how bad it's going to be in the swamp.
Hey, look at that!
And we actually have full legal permission to do this because Ethan owns property further up this road, trail, and pond that we'll be at on this trip. So he has an easement to improve the roads on the way to his property.
Dang it, I need like a dozer blade on the front of this or something. Feel it left out with the excavation here.
This is so cool, man. Why doesn't everybody do this? And just as I was getting used to things, I caused our first big problem.
My track fell off! And who could have guessed that I was going to be the first one to have a severe problem, huh? Oh, I knew that.
Since the excavator is so much slower than our machines, we're having Chris go ahead and we're gonna go catch up with him. See how far he gets by the time we get this sorted. You see, I was having fun testing the off-camber aspects of the machine and how far I could push it, and I found out. So now I think I'm gonna try to stick to the flattest part of the road instead of the most fun part of the road.
Yeah, I mean, your track might have been a little loose to start with, so there's that.
I think it was, because I was seeing it fold over on these small rocks, you know?
It might also just be a really terrible track design, so, you know, there's also that.
I hope it was just loose, because that came off pretty easy.
I just gotta point out that my walking pace is actually faster than that.
Edwin only made it a half mile before he broke something.
I know, right?
They told us just to keep going since this is the slowest.
I win. The turtle wins.
How does it look?
It's fine. It's just that these nuts are big, and so is this crescent wrench. So getting it in there to loosen things up is rather difficult.
Oh yeah, nice.
It's a good thing this isn't designed like a real skid steer. Otherwise, we'd need a tube of grease every time this popped off, or half a tube of grease.
Oh.
Normal skid steers mine is tightened with grease.
An interesting thing to think about, it's at least what I'm thinking about, is we haven't even gotten to our first challenge yet. The swamp with tracks like this, that is going to be a whole kind of level. Now we're in business. Well, Valiant has a tight track. She is persisting through the problems.
Valiantly.
Valiantly, exactly. The dirt bikers are having type 1 fun. That's fun, that's just fun.
Hey, talk and drive, we ain't got all day.
This is type 2 fun, which is fun because of how miserable it is. And that's the kind of fun we like here at Grind Hard Plumbing Company. I'm looking for a good stick on the side of the road. When I find one, I'll show you why. Oh, here we go. This machine takes both of your hands to just go forward. And then I can't use my camera, I can't wipe the sweat off my brow. So check this out. Ah, yes. Ah, yes.
Now I have stick-enabled cruise control, and about a half an hour later, I finally caught up with the rest of the group.
Time to put in some miles. Hey, the mirror actually works! For some reason, when there was trees all around us, I didn't feel like I was going that slow. Now that you can see pretty far ahead of you, it's pretty obvious how slow you're going. I think Ethan's just idling, rolling down the hill. It's gonna be a long day.
Hey, Edwin, you should raise your bucket up to like seat height.
Oh yeah, it's a good idea.
Well, we made it to the first fork in the road.
Is that 1 mile yet? Because my back feels like it's been 100. My machine is a rough rider. I can't imagine how Chris is doing.
Want to swap?
How you doing?
You can ride the dump truck for a while. This thing's kind of boring. It's too good.
Too fast, too easy.
Yeah, it's too easy. There's no challenge.
The skid steer bucket made for a great lunch table. We made some sandwiches and enjoyed a moment of silence from these maxed out single cylinder engines for a precious few moments.
So Valiant's at it again.
It's a table.
Yeah.
Overlanding at its finest.
The off-brand Nutella that was half the cost, underrated. Tastes exactly the same.
It's like TEMU Nutella.
Yeah, this
TEMU-tella.
TEMU-tella, woo!
You could rally behind anything that came from TEMU.
There's something about these cheap machines that really just piques my interest.
Also, we're gonna want to put our food pretty far away from where we camp. There's definitely bears. Here? Yeah. I was in the swamp area last week scouting out, and there was a fresh bear track, so.
I want to see Chris fight a bear with that Mini X.
Fight a bear
That
with
would
a
be
mini
the best
excavator.
machine to be in. Or maybe this
Yeah.
one is the fastest, but
Well,
not faster
it's
than a
not
bear.
faster than a bear. This one you could just spin around real fast
Yeah, you
and
can probably stay away from him spinning around.
yeah, I don't think it would attack you. I'm about 3 times faster than Chris, so I can pick some rocks off the road while I'm at it.
We just started rolling again, and it seems like the teeny weeny already has an issue.
You breaking already, Chris? What happened here? They just got a rock in the track. It's fine now. Oh, okay. Well, we made it 100 feet. We better get going again. We've made it pretty far. I mean, sort of. We could probably throw a rock to where we had lunch. Oh, don't mind me. I'm just taking a nap. Valiant is definitely the worst of the 3. By miles the worst. Just a little bit of off camber and it pushes that track in on the bottom. The center bit here gets off of its little guides, and then going forward it's, for whatever reason, stays on, but when you try to back up it just wheels right off of the track. If we lift it up we can get it right back on there. Yeah.
Luckily, this time I noticed the track was about to fall off before it came off entirely, so I just used the bucket to take the weight off of it, spin the track, and we were back in action.
Having brand new tracks, it's not a total surprise we need to tighten both, yeah? I mean, they're rubber, they shouldn't really change. I mean, I think it's just a really poorly built machine. I mean, I guess they would stretch out a little bit, but that ought to stay on a little bit better, maybe.
Fingers crossed, man. Fingers crossed. And camp isn't even halfway to the bus. So we decided to switch it up, hop in each other's machines, and see what we think about each other's rides. First up, Ethan driving Teeny Weeny, our mini TEMU excavator. And I decided to switch over to the Honey Badger, our mini dump truck, because to me, this rig has the most going for it. And Chris decided to drive Valorant, a skid steer so small, I'm not actually sure if we're allowed to call it a skid steer.
This thing is by far the best machine. The Honey Badger is the most capable, but it's not all that useful. This thing, if I was gonna buy one, I'd definitely buy this. You can actually get stuff done with it. It's the most fun for 2 reasons. You can do stuff, and every obstacle is a challenge. You know, you guys are always making fun of me being like, places you can't even walk, and then you walk there. Are you making fun of me? Yes! Wow. This thing is basically an oven combined with a paint shaker. Pretty much describes the experience of driving it. Imagine it driving a really loud paint shaker oven. That's, if you want to know what it's like, that's what it's like. I've got the fastest machine, and it's way too bumpy to go fast. All right, let's try second gear. Whoa! Here we go! We're struggling! Wow! Feel the power!
We're not moving that quickly at all. A couple hours ago, we were right over there. It's not that far away.
But by far and away, my favorite part about the Honey Badger is I've got all the snacks. This right here is the rig that the bears would die for.
With great power comes great responsibility. Not only do you have the fastest rig,
you have all the food. This is like a bear toy on tracks. That's what I'm kind of worried about. Ethan was like, yeah, we just saw bears there. And here we are.
Well, the clouds have rolled in, so it's not as hot, and we got a nice view. When you're going 1 mile an hour, you got plenty of time to appreciate the view. I found myself wondering as I was driving that what the world record is for the most number of miles driven in a day in a TEMU excavator.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that's not a record anyone's set yet. We might
Yeah.
have it currently,
Exactly.
because I don't think anyone else has tried.
This thing has the most leg room, but when you turn it, you lose your leg room.
I just ran it in second pretty much the whole time,
Yeah.
except when I needed first for going
Third
slower.
gear.
Yeah, it has 3 gears.
I looked up Edwin and everything in the whole trail. I could almost see the bottom of this cooler.
It bounced so far up.
Yeah, I was going fast on those rocks. I think I'll just name her Valerie. I'll just kind of progress the name.
There you go.
Because,
Modify it.
yeah, I've decided she's a she.
Big rock! Big rock!
The sun was just about to go down, so Chris and I started collecting some big rocks and firewood to set up camp as soon as we found the perfect spot.
A chain Lee would not be able to bring this boulder up this hill.
And firewood.
And firewood, man. Chris isn't done partying yet.
Cheers. We made it to camp.
Made it to Camp 1. We decided the rock is going to be a good place to put the grill. So we're gonna put it in the least windy spot of camp. And then we'll be pretty much done with the machines for the night.
If you're concerned about the health and safety of the wilderness, this is an old logging operation, not wilderness. Just, you know, worth noting. Yeah! You feel this wind?
Yeah.
Normally, mosquitoes are pretty scarce during this wind. One just got me on the shoulder, so if the wind dies down, there might be a lot of mosquitoes.
Oh, I bet there will be. I bet there will be.
Well, you guys will be in tents, safe and sound. And Steven and I will be all-you-can-eat buffets in our hammocks.
All right, well, if the mosquitoes do get bad, we have these little head nets, but you really need to wear a hat underneath them because they just kind of get on you anyway. But that's, this is level 1 head nets. Then we got level 2 head net. This one, also kind of jank, but keeps them away from your face a little more. And then, I didn't even know this was possible. Level 3, full-on bug jacket. I think it even has legs.
Wow.
I haven't unpackaged this yet, so that'll be for you when you fly your FPV drone.
Yeah.
I have a Delta Airlines blanket.
If it's free, it's me, man. That's the least warm blanket money can not buy.
Well, I mean, you actually pay a lot for it. I bought a plane ticket to Hawaii and got that thing. So, I mean, depends on how you look at it.
We really did do things that Chang Lee couldn't do today.
Yeah, many of them. Like, pretty much all of it.
I'm gonna wear a high vis all the time. It's so easy to figure out where I am to land the drone. I've had one bite of a McDonald's cheeseburger on accident, and that's the only cheeseburger I've ever had.
Well, you're about to have a much better cheeseburger. Although, I did not buy any seasonings, so it could still be better because there's no salt or pepper on it. Yeah, we got spicy mayo, we got various kinds of cheese, we got buns. Incidentally, one bite is exactly how much McDonald's hamburger I've ever had as well.
Really?
And I've eaten meat my whole life, just not McDonald's. The mini excavator is so much slower than the other two. We would have been here hours ago with just the other two.
Well, I could not think of a better time and a better place to enjoy my first cheeseburger. So cheers, guys, we made it. Do you touch burgers? Is this what
That's
you do?
not a thing, but it is now.
It's a
All
real
right.
cheeseburger, too.
I created it. So now that camp smells like steak, it's just time for the bears?
Yeah, pretty much. No, we'll put all the food away and put it a little ways away from camp.
That's a pool
least.
toy.
Yeah, pretty much. It's about as comfortable as one too.
Yeah, you definitely know when you roll off of it, huh?
Yeah.
The wind held up just enough to keep the mosquitoes off of us, and we had a great sleep, which we are going to need because the next day of this challenge is going to be exponentially more difficult.
I moved my tent and ground cloth over there to block some of the wind so I can cook some breakfast. Want some coffee?
Oh, sure. Pretty chilly, actually, this morning.
It is quite chilly, yeah.
That's the worst sleeping arrangement I've ever seen.
What do you mean? It was really comfortable until I woke up.
I mean, it's just, it's not the best I've ever seen. Ethan's is a little bit better.
Well, that's also not where I slept. I moved that over there to make a windbreak so I could cook breakfast.
I'm the last to wake up, but looks like the guys saved me some bacon and hash.
Breakfast was our last chance to catch our breath the entire day because we're about to hit some terrain substantially more challenging than any TEMU excavator has ever tried before, I can guarantee.
Little track maintenance before we start our challenge today.
Yeah, probably want the tracks nice and tight before we try to drive through a swamp.
Ready for round 2, my guy?
I sure am. You ready for that swamp?
Judging by how hard it was just to get over little rocks and go up slight grades, I think it's going to be quite a challenging day, but we're about to find out.
We're going up there, but first we're going down in there.
Well, judging how stuck I got just on that little stump round, this is going to be very interesting now that we're just on a skid trail and not an actual road. Do I have a stick in my track?
Not that I can see.
It sounds bad.
There's a blade of grass.
Luckily, all these machines are skinny enough we can kind of go around it. Still gonna be an experience for the excavator. Rock crawling in a mini excavator. Valiantly, man. Valiantly. This is gonna be interesting.
This is the steepest trail we've done so far on this challenge, and the excavator wouldn't have been able to do it if Chris wasn't dragging the bucket all the way down. But he made my life a lot easier because he was removing the big rocks along the way.
We have arrived at the Swamp of Destiny. It's filled with mosquito larvae.
Yeah, let me get myself out of here. Oh, that's deep right there.
That deep right there. I don't want to be too optimistic, but the honey badger might make it right through here. So long as I move this log first. Time to find out.
Well, we're officially in the swamp, and we're surrounded by some big creatures.
Oh, look at that.
And it's officially time to bring out my contribution to the trip. Bug spray, man.
Nice.
Woo!
Well, that was too easy. There's a little froggo in here. I was lucky I didn't run him over.
You about ready?
I'm ready.
With smaller tracks, less ground clearance, and more weight than the dump truck, we do not think this is going to be easy. So Chris flipped the cab around so the blade was facing the rear, so that should help, but we really don't know what's going to happen until we just try.
Wow!
I'm honestly impressed. I thought it would be stuck by now.
Me too!
That little machine is really something.
Wow!
Look at it go.
That's crazy!
Chris, you're caught on a rope underneath. There you go. Well, apparently I'm not needed for recovery. I'm just in the way.
Now everyone loosened it up for me. It's time for me to get after it, huh?
I think Edwin's gonna get stuck.
I do too.
And then I think I'm gonna have a really hard time on the quad.
Yeah. That thing is pretty low in the back.
Oh, it is.
That quad.
I got all the camera stuff strapped to it.
Yeah. You know what the secret is? Don't stop. If you stop, you're screwed. Edwin the Swamp Tamer!
The Swamp Tamer! So just hold it wide open and don't stop?
All right.
That's a bad spot for that!
That's one job, Edwin. Don't derail the track in the swamp.
It popped off instantly. Hey, this time it went completely off. That's
Yes.
cool.
No, it's not.
We found a free Archimedes device in the woods so that we could lift this thing up, throw on the new track, and try it all over again. But this time, it's a lot tighter. my advice as a seasoned going through the swamp person is to carry a lot of speed because you don't have tracks.
Yeah, and this whole situation is just not ideal. Do you want to do the honors?
Are you sure, man?
Yeah, I mean, if you want. I kind of want to see you get muddy in that vest and helmet.
What if I just go through so nice there's no mud?
Well, then I will have missed out, but it'll be hilarious anyway.
This is a bad idea, giving a known Chang Li man your four-wheeler.
I just want to see you get covered in mud, Edwin.
Okay.
Where'd they go?
I don't know! I guess it's just you and me to enjoy this special moment of motocross history. Got your rig a little dirty, man.
Now I'm regretting this.
We were examining the next swamp.
The next swamp.
The next swamp crossing. Oh boy.
Holy I leave you alone for 2 minutes and look what you did.
Well, I wouldn't go through sitting down. And I was trying to wheelie through the swamp, I'm not gonna lie. Didn't quite have the horsepower until the very end.
Another wheelie situation. Okay, Steven, give him the camera. You're on the machine now.
Yeah, I think Edwin now has to drive this.
Yeah.
Ah, that's bucket. That's up and down. Oh, wow, that is twitchy.
What a machine!
I had to get Eleanor wound up for this next crossing.
Okay, I see why Edwin was having a hard time running this machine now. The bucket controls are so bad. There's no finesse. It's all or nothing.
But it wasn't long before we arrived at our most challenging obstacle yet. Holy yikes.
Yeah, so even the honey badger wouldn't really make it through here as is. We need to move some logs.
Over there, it's about 2 feet deep.
Yeah, that corner over there is, we measured it with a stick and it's 18 inches to 2 feet
Really?
of water, between water and mud, yeah.
Yikes. And that's the shallow side. With water this deep, our best bet was to build a bridge and cross our fingers that we don't slide off of it into the deep end. It was past noon, and we were only a few hundred feet from last night's campsite. With no backup plan, there's only plan A, make it to the top of this mountain, ideally before dark.
One of my tracks bound up or something?
Chris is just directing the symphony with his bag of chips. He's like, over here, over there. They're pretty good too.
I stole Chris's moment. He could have made it across there just as easily, but I had to have a little bit of fun for myself.
But I built the bridge, you know, that's the important part.
It is, yeah, you did build a bridge.
That would have not made it through that. How the heck is the mini skid gonna get through here? Because you used your bucket to help you so much.
Okay, that was tense. It totally worked. Nice.
The bridge of the century.
The bridge over troubled swamps.
Now let's see if the honey badger even needed the bridge in the first place.
Guess this is where we find out.
Whoa, baby.
I mean,
think it's gonna work?
We haven't gotten anything properly stuck yet, so we're not trying hard enough, I think.
I don't know. You want your snorkel?
And that's why we call it the honey badger.
Honey badger don't care.
The other ones would not have done
Oh
that.
no, not a chance.
You were pushing so much mud it was pushing all the water up here.
You know, there's still one more machine. I think I just gotta send it
Send what?
through the mud.
There's zero chance you make that.
I give it at least 3%.
You're the one who has to get soggy, so I'll get this thing a little more out of the way.
How many push-ups if I make it through without using the bridge, Steven?
I'll put 10 on that, because I do think there's a chance.
All right.
Yeah, I'll put down 10 push-ups as well.
All right.
How many
So-
push-ups are you gonna do if he makes it through, Chris?
If he makes it
If
through,
he makes it through without using the bridge.
just the
or
way
getting
you,
stuck.
just the way you went,
Yeah.
100.
Well, I'm down to take their 10 each. So that's 20 if I don't. I'll do 20. I'll shake these guys' hands.
You are not
We're doing
confident,
20.
Edwin.
I'm not 100 push-ups confident on this challenge.
You guys ready for action? Yup. You ready to do push-ups? Nope. Oh no. To be fair, if his body weight to vehicle weight ratio wasn't as good, there was no chance it was going through.
He got stuck.
He did get stuck. I mean, he also did make it. None of us thought he would.
Think about it. I didn't do it, but I also didn't not do it.
Exactly.
Pretty level right there, too.
I know.
That's a good job of showing how steep the hill is.
I'll do him the other way.
Yeah.
Oh. That's a GoPro in the swamp situation.
Just when we thought we were done playing in the swamp, we had to come back for a little bit more, but fortunately we found it and decided to get far away from this thing, outside of the mosquitoes' range, and get some lunch.
That was a pretty hard obstacle. Lunch break. And then we're doing something so steep, we're not even sure if we're gonna do it on our own 2 tracks. We're about to find out.
What do you think so far, Chris? You glad you came? Oh, yeah. Glad I came. Somebody had to be here to help Ethan.
You've known him longer than the rest of us.
Yeah, I have.
How'd you meet Ethan?
How'd I meet Ethan? I think Asa brought him by one day.
And it was probably my dad.
Oh, that's right. I did something for your dad.
I don't
remember what it was.
Yeah, you probably did some work for.
Some welding or something. I can't remember.
Oh yeah, I bet that's what it was. Cause he bought that terrible Korean tractor, the Coyote.
How was young Ethan?
Well, you know, same old mouthy Ethan that he is now. No, he was pretty good. If you guys had ever met his dad, you'd know. I mean, he's 100 times better than his dad for sure.
My dad was a jerk.
His brain was starved for all kinds of mechanical information. I mean, he picked stuff up like instantly. A lot of stuff you didn't even have to teach him or tell him about. He'd just watch you and pick it up like that.
That's always how I've learned, is just watching stuff happen. My parents were doing some work for somebody, some landscaping and stuff, and I was just hanging out. Their house was on the side of a ski resort, and there was some guys putting in a pipeline or something, or maybe a new chairlift tower or something. I don't remember, but they were doing a bunch of welding out there. And I was just out there sitting on the fence, just watching them do all their work. One of them saw me and brought me a pair of glasses and was like, "Here, put these on if you're gonna watch the welding." but I mean, just hours of just sitting on a fence watching them build whatever they were building.
My high school sweetheart's grandfather was a auto mechanic, and then my neighbor, when I was a kid, was a farmer, and he taught me how to weld when I was 11.
That's about how old I was when you taught me to weld.
Yeah, but one thing about Ethan is he sees details like nobody else. Okay, put that camera down for a minute. You gotta wash your hands. You've been in the mud.
Spending time with Chris has been my favorite part of this adventure so far. He's always so busy we never really get a chat. But now he's stuck with us, we're on the road, and things are about to get a lot more challenging.
It was slow-mo.
Slow motion?
Yeah.
Yeah. You're gonna be able to get out of there?
Yeah.
All right. Guess that could have gone worse.
Oh, wow.
You're skinny.
Might not be a bad idea. I'll just take this bag off and strap it to the quad so we're not as top heavy
Yeah,
too.
I mean, it's not much, but it'll help.
We winched the excavator to a tree and got it back upright, but what's most important is that Chris didn't get hurt. Holy smokes.
Good thing Chris didn't hit that rock with that level of impact.
Yup.
I'm glad you're okay, jeez. We all asked and offered a more stable machine, but Chris is in love with this tiny excavator and wasn't going anywhere. He still wanted to take this thing all the way to the top.
Ethan and I both offered to get Chris out of that excavator because it's the hardest machine to get up here. And he was like, no, I want it. And now that I see him, he's nothing but smiles. He's having just the best time. So we can't take this man out of his machine. Hey, you know what? We're in an exclusive club. We've both rolled TEMU machines now. Ethan is the outlier.
Really?
Yep.
Which one did you roll?
I rolled the honey badger off the trailer.
You didn't roll it. You just almost rolled it and then self-ejected.
I did jump out because I did not want it to roll on top of me.
Honey Badger don't care!
No chainsaw required. When I was coming down to film Chris, he was just yeeking away, just nothing but smiles.
He's having a good day.
Yeah. Ethan pushing is actually making a big difference.
Yeah. Well, there was a moment where I was pushing and filming, and that was the difference between going and not.
This is Ethan till it's done so far.
I can't believe it made it on its own power.
That was crazy.
Oh, she's gonna make it!
Is that
Oh, yeah!
Maybe that thing's better than I thought. It just came with a bad steering column. You could hardly even walk this. This is borderline considered hiking.
We're higher than our old camp. You can probably look down there and see our camp from last night. Our camp last night was just right down there.
We didn't make it very far.
We managed to get through the next section with a little counterweight and pushing on the machines. But it was getting steeper and it was time to bust out the winches. The only one that didn't need it on this steep terrain was the honey badger. That thing just kept on climbing.
Who knew a Chinese mini dump truck could be so capable off-road?
It's such a good off-road machine.
It really is.
Ethan went ahead to where the trail ended and started clearing a new one. This is an overgrown skid trail, even steeper than the last, and Chris and I are going to need to winch our machines every step of the way. It is so steep at this point.
Yeah, I just had to crawl my way up this thing. Holy smokes.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow. I just truly can't fathom it getting steeper than this.
It does.
Wow. Well,
It really does.
we're gonna make it one machine at a time.
Yes, sir.
It was so steep that I started to get genuinely concerned.
I mean, you've already rolled it once. I really trying not to damage anyone on this trip.
Let me not move rock right over there. We'll get this pin out of here.
We're having fun. I'm trying not to get hurt.
Again, Chris wasn't taking no for an answer, and he insisted on getting the teeny weeny up this hill. And it just kept getting steeper and steeper. But with the winch and some careful driving, plus a whole lot of pushing, we got it.
Look at the teeny weeny go! I'm amazed. I thought that thing was going to be the most useless at going places.
Yeah.
That one beats it by a mile at being terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you think, Chris? Is this dumb yet?
How much further we gotta go?
Straight up that. It's not very far. It's just incredibly steep.
This is the final hill climb to the bus. It's 5. We have light until 8 or 9. Honey Badger has all of our gear. If we can get it to the bus before dark, that's a massive win.
This is so steep. It's a vertical wall.
Yeah, you would not let your child sled down this. I guess you wouldn't let it sled down any of that either.
We've done a lot of really questionable things over the years. The last few hours has definitely been at the top of that list.
Yeah.
When you guys were for an hour winching up that hill while I was just clearing this ridiculously steep hill climb, I was like, why did I think this was a good idea?
I was questioning this route from the beginning.
It's a
Yeah.
fantastic idea.
You don't know what you're capable of if you don't try. You know, I think it would keep going. But it's gonna start tipping over, and that would end very badly. You wanna come pull the winch out for me? I gotta hold on to the brakes. Yep. Is the winch locked in?
It is. Woo! And that's why we got the winch.
It feels like it's gonna tip over, but it's actually insanely stable. Dude, this is insane.
Wow.
No amount of camera can ever capture how steep this is.
I mean, honestly, it looks pretty steep on camera.
I know, but I don't know of any vehicle that I've ever been around that could go up this hill slow like this.
Go where this goes.
Yes,
This is Black Diamond ski run steep.
it really is.
It is.
How is this going up this? The winch was literally just for safety. It never did anything.
It was getting even steeper, and we were running out of trees big enough to winch off of. So we got the tow strap, extended the length, because at this point, we are much too close to give up now.
Come on, baby, come on. That's the exact limit. I couldn't have been closer.
This is the first time I've actually properly needed the winch. That would have gone over backwards without it.
Yeah, well, you're at like 65 degrees.
Yeah.
This was getting nuts. Ethan would use the entire length of his winch, hold onto the brakes, Chris and I would run up the hill, wrap another tree, and then Ethan would run up another winch line, and we would do this over and over again. But just when you thought it couldn't get steeper, it got steeper.
Woo! Dude, this thing is absolutely mind-blowing.
Yeah.
It's insane that the tracks aren't even that long. Like,
Yeah.
if they went back another foot, it would just walk up this without even trying.
Oh look, we're by the bear den.
Yeah.
Oh, is this a bear den?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I was wondering
It's a
about
big
this.
one.
Oh,
Like, all of us could sleep in there.
is anyone home?
No, it's...
Oh, that is pure. That might be like a cougar den.
Either one. It's not currently, like...
Here, kitty, kitty, kitty.
Yeah, it's not been used in a while.
We only had a little more skid trail to clear, so I went down to the other rigs and started collecting bags because there is no way they're getting up this thing.
You can obviously handle the extra weight.
Yeah, actually, I'll go down there really quick and grab the other strap and then that green bag.
Yeah, just that and the FPV drone is the only thing I couldn't bring.
Cool. I came up here to try to grab our bags. I'm gonna see if I can get all of these in one go. It's probably 40 pounds, 25 pounds. I don't know how heavy this is. Oh, like, that's light. Only another 10, but still, it's gonna be heavy to get up this steep hill. Oh, boy. You know, you guys on the channel probably know me as Safety Steve, but a lot of my friends call me Sherpa Steve. It's a pretty good load, man.
Yeah.
I am a honey badger.
I think it's time to go fetch the honey badger. Never was a vehicle more appropriately nicknamed.
We're only like 100 feet away.
Really? It's 100 long feet, man.
100 feet away, man.
Man, the honey badger goes so hard, dude. This is the most impressive China machine I've ever seen.
This thing makes absolutely no sense.
I can't even begin.
Normally things with tracks and steering brakes are absolutely terrible at going up hills and maneuvering sideways.
Off belay! You run out of gas?
I think it got too steep for the carburetor.
And just a few hours after I honestly thought there was no way we were going to complete this challenge with any of our machines,
I did not think we were getting here under our own machines. We made it! I see the bond!
we made it to the bus just in time to set up a fire before it got dark, enjoyed the sunset, killed a few mosquitoes, and Steven and I even went back down to the trail to do a little recon mission for the China Quad.
Pretty bad.
That's pretty good.
Okay. Glad you like it. That's all she has to offer.
And it still runs.
Dude, this thing will never quit. We got pretty lost, I'm not gonna lie. But we made it back to camp eventually. I guess that's all that really matters. And even though we could have slept inside of the bus, we decided to hang out with the mosquitoes for some silly reason. And yes, the other machines, well, they're on Ethan's property, so we're gonna leave them here for a while, and we are going to come back and make another wild video, potentially even one-upping this one. So subscribe, stick around, because as far as these machines and this property, the story is just getting started.
Good morning, man. Oh, my voice is so gone. I did so much yelling to you guys and to the camera and the little machines.
And last night we rescued the China quad.
Yep. I wonder how many days it's going to be until I can talk normal after this one. Dude, this is like more tired than we were after the Gambler, man. This is the
Well, this was basically like our own mini hardcore gambler.
Yeah. It's the
Except in machines like this one.
It's the Gambler 3, because we went 3 miles, I think.
I think we went a total of about 6.
That's pretty good. It's no 100, so we're gonna have to level up and do this again. My hammock is so downhill, dude.
Mine was pretty good, man.
I was just sliding to the foot of it the whole time.
Well, those guys are cooking up some breakfast.
Heck yeah. That's great news.